What's good, my good people of the internet? This is your boy, Moises Beauchamp, and I am a network marketer, felon success coach, founder of Success for Felons, and a proud daddy of an 18-year-old son and a 6-year-old daughter. In this video, I'll be sharing a little bit about who I am, where I've been, and why I am the best person to help you to get to where you want to be. And if you don't know where you want to be at yet, that's okay, because I can help you with that too. I have been a felon for almost 18 years now, so I know exactly what you're going through. You're trying very hard, well, most of you anyway, to find a decent job that will allow you to provide for your family. But the more you try and the more applications that you're dropped, the more doors that are getting slammed in your face. I know it's not fair, but it's just the way it is. Employers, they're just not hiring any felons. Why? Because they don't have to. And as of right now, nobody, not even the government, can make them. There are a few exceptions, but for the majority of felons, finding a decent job is almost impossible. The good news is that you do have other options. If you are willing to open your mind and do something different. I hope that my story will inspire you and force you to look deep inside yourself and make a decision to change your life. The same decision that I had to make 6 years ago. Will you keep letting your felony determine the quality of your life, or will you take responsibility for your future and create your own path to success? Your felony's not going anywhere, college degree or not. And the laws, they're not changing anytime soon. So it's up to you and only you to decide how you'll live the rest of your life and what type of future you're willing to provide for your family. So what's your plan? Do you have one? If not, I'm going to share with you what I did and what I'm passionate about teaching other like-minded felons to do as well, but only those who are serious and committed to success. See, back in March of 1997, at the age of 24, I was convicted of possession of a controlled substance. Yeah, it was my first offense. So instead of getting a buttload of time, I got 5 years and came out on parole after serving 6 long months. Everything was cool when I first came home. I got a job real fast and all. That lasted for about 3 months until the job found out about my felony. And then they decided that I didn't deserve to feed my family anymore. Man, they dropped me like a bad habit. And just like that, I was an unemployed felon. Things went from being okay to really fucked up real fast. One of the requirements of being on intense parole was that I had to be working, so it was definitely in my best interest to find a job as fast as I could. But with a felony on my record, nobody wanted to give me a second chance. I tried being upfront and honest about it all, but nobody wanted to hear it. You would have thought that I had killed someone. I think that being penalized your whole life for a mistake that you made when you were 24 or any age for that matter is not only unfair, but just downright cruel. You can't get a job, can't rent an apartment, you can't even feed your family. What the hell do they expect us to do? No wonder so many felons return to prison in less than 6 months after being released. It's a revolving door, and I believe that it's set up that way on purpose. But that's another story for another day. I got so depressed, frustrated, and stressed out that I started smoking bud again, which caused me to start failing my drug test. On top of that, I had no income, so I fell behind on my restitution, and my PO violated me, and the judge sent me back to prison to max out my sentence. It was by far the worst. It took me a while to realize, but going back to prison was actually really a good thing for me because it forced me to grow up. It made me take a hard look at myself. I had to make a decision about how I wanted to live my life and what kind of example I wanted to set for my son. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. All I knew was that prison was not for me, and I would never be coming back. I was released from prison on July 21st of 2006, 30 days early for completing the GED program. The first thing that I wanted to do, well, maybe the second thing, was find a job and start making money so that me and my kids could be a family. I didn't even care what kind of job it was. I was ready and willing to do just about anything. When you walk up and down the hot-ass highway all day long, picking up trash for 70 cents a day, working at Mickey D's doesn't seem so bad. But lucky for me, a friend of mine who is also a felon was telling me how he was getting some pretty cool jobs through the temp agency, so I checked it out. To my surprise, I got a job that same day, making $12 an hour, working in a warehouse, and I was happy as shit. It was more money than I had ever made, even before my felony. After working for about 3 months, I was able to save enough money to get an apartment, and by November, I was able to contribute. Everything seemed to be falling in place, and life was good. The only downside to working through the temp agencies was that the jobs were only temporary, so every 3 to 4 months, I was switching jobs. But the pay was good. At least that's what I thought at the time. So I dealt with it. I did this for about 3.5 years until the recession hit back in 2009, and I was laid off. Usually when a job assignment ended, the temp agencies would just send me to another job site to work. But this time, it was different. We were in the middle of the worst recession since the Great Depression, and nobody was hiring, especially not felons. I had to do something, and I had to do it fast. With no job, rent to pay, and kids to take care of, I swallowed my pride and went to work the night shift at Wendy's. Now, even though I got free spicy chicken sandwiches and chocolate frosties, which I love, I hated this fucking job. Excuse my language, but that is what I told myself every day. Damn, I hate this fucking job. And even though I hated it with a passion, I am thankful for it at the same time because, once again, it forced me to take a hard look at myself and really make a decision about what I was going to do with the rest of my life. Because working at Wendy's was definitely not it. I finally decided that I was going to take control of my life and not allow my circumstances or anybody else to control how I live my life or my ability to put food on my table. I knew I had made some mistakes, but I paid my debt to society, and I felt like I should now have the same opportunities and freedoms as everyone else. But I soon realized that the only way to get those opportunities and freedoms were to create them myself by becoming an entrepreneur and starting my own business. After trying several different work from home opportunities and wasting hundreds of dollars that I didn't have on scams, as well as some legit programs that just weren't for me, I was introduced to network marketing and internet marketing back in December of 2009. After it was explained to me and I did my own research on the industry, I realized that it was exactly what I needed. It was then that I knew I would be able to take care of my family long term and not have to worry about living paycheck to paycheck. I have finally found an opportunity to be my own boss, create my own paychecks, and live life the way that I truly deserved, based only on my desire to succeed and not something stupid that I did when I was 24. I knew that network marketing would allow me to work hard for 2 to 4 years and build the financial freedom that those who work 40 hours per week for 40 years never get to experience. The company that I got started with was Traveris Travels, but the person who brought me in disappeared after 3 weeks, so I was forced to figure things out on my own. It took me much longer than I expected, but I never gave up. There were no other options, at least not any good ones that would keep me out of prison. So I had to make it work, and I did. It took me 6 long months to see my first paycheck, but it was well worth it. I had created my first paycheck as my own boss, and even though the check was only $74.36, yeah, I still remember. I knew that if I could create one check, I could create 10. And if I could create 10, I could create 100. The point is, when you work for yourself, there is no limit to how much money you can make. You control your own destiny. After building my Traveris business for another 4 to 5 months, I realized that I didn't have the passion for the service I needed to have to achieve the success that I wanted, so I decided to switch companies. I wanted to promote product and services that people actually needed and provide value to their lives, but also something that I could be passionate about and stand behind. Back in March of 2011, I found Ameriplan, and after researching the company thoroughly about 2 weeks, I decided to get started. It was exactly what I was looking for. What I loved about Ameriplan is that they were not another copycat company with another copycat product. People actually needed the services that I was offering, and they were priced so that everyone could afford them. After about 6 months of building my Ameriplan business, I reached a full-time income working from home. But what I did was not magic. I just knew what I wanted, and I did whatever it took to make it happen. When my so-called friends were smoking weed and getting high, I was building my business. When they were out clubbing, I was building my business. When they were watching football and basketball games, I was building my business. When they were sleeping, I was building my business. I was and am super focused. And when you want something bad enough, nothing can stop you. I knew I was better than a $7.50 an hour job, and I proved it. And you can do the same. Network marketing and the Ameriplan business opportunity gave me a new sense of purpose and self-worth about myself. When you can't find a job to support your family, it makes you feel like less than a man. When a man can't provide for his family, is he really a man? That is the question that I constantly ask myself up to August of 2010, when I had my first breakthrough and I was able to create my first paycheck. I knew at that point there was no stopping me, and it was only a matter of time before I got where I wanted to be. I have big dreams, and my next goal is to reach $10,000 in monthly residual income. I'm not there yet, but I am making a full-time income working from home, which means I'll never have to work another job, which in my opinion is just over broke. And boy, it's a beautiful thing. Now, due to some recent changes that Ameriplan has made and the new direction they were going, I decided it was time to move on. However, I am grateful for the opportunity they gave me to make money from home and everything I learned while I was there. I am also still getting a check from them every month for all the members and IBOs that I enrolled, thanks to the residual income in their compensation plan. What job do you know that you still get paid after you leave them? Exactly. There isn't one. As you can see, I have come a long way. It has been a long journey, full of many ups and downs, but it's been fun, and I wouldn't change it for nothing. I have seen a lot, learned a lot, and have become a much better person in the process. If I knew then what I knew now, I would not have spent so many years working to make someone else rich, when I could have been working for myself and reaped all the benefits of all my hard work. With everything that I've learned over the past 6 years, I am now very passionate about helping other like-minded felons who are fed up with their current situation and ready to make a change. I want to help you avoid the 40-40-40 plan, working 40 hours a week for 40 years and then trying to live your golden years on 40% of that income that you struggled so hard your whole life for. Who does that? Apparently, millions of people, but not me. And you don't have to either. Being a felon does not mean you can't be successful. It just means you have to take responsibility for your life, create your own path, and make it happen. I am willing to work with anyone who desires a better life, but you must have a positive attitude, be ambitious, self-motivated, coachable, enjoy helping others, have a strong desire to succeed, and refuse to settle for mediocrity. I want to work with felons who feel like their felony is holding them back from achieving great things and know they would be successful if they were given an opportunity. I want to work with felons who believe in themselves and don't mind putting in the necessary work to achieve their goals. I want to work with felons who are not looking for handouts or any kind of get-rich schemes. I only want to work with felons who know they deserve better and they're committed to success, no matter what it takes or how long it takes. If you are tired of lying on your applications and tired of being honest and turned away, tired of being let go from good jobs when they find out about your background, and tired of not being able to provide for your family, let's connect. Lock arms with Success for Felons and the Simple Freedom Team, and let's teach like-minded felons all across the country how they could be their own boss, create their own paycheck, and live life by design. I look forward to working with you, teaching you how to make real money, working from home as your own boss. Peace, love, and God bless. Let's lock arms. Click on the button below. This is your boy, Moises Beauchamp, father of two, Felon success coach, entrepreneur, signing out.